So I have my bachelor's in exercise physiology and health appraisal and enhancement in the sport organization. I was a double major at Miami, as you know, and then I went on to Wake Forest and got my master's in exercise physiology with an emphasis in cardiac rehab. And down there I learned what physician assistants were, and so I moved back home so I could afford to go back to physician assistant school. I graduated in 2000. I did primary care and emergency medicine for 7 years. I've now been at the VA in Cincinnati doing dermatology for the last 10. I am also a major in the Kentucky Air National Guard, where I have trauma certification. I just finished my advanced trauma life support last week. I think that's all the education I have. I'm actually working on a master's in military studies, which I'm halfway through. I do that in the evenings via correspondence. So I had always wanted to join the military, and I actually joined 3 months before I turned 40. As a medical professional, it's something that I was able to do at an advanced age. And on my 41st birthday, I got injured. I fell and ruptured 2 discs in my back, and which led to 9 months later having emergency surgery because I lost all function in my left leg and foot. We had been bringing my son out here for some other issues and Tony was doing a great job. We were seeing a lot of success. I think you talked me into trying to do the challenge only 4 or 5 months after my surgery, and I knew that I was still walking with a cane intermittently. And so a year after that, I decided to, even though I was still in physical therapy and I still had deficits, I decided to give it a try because you convinced me you could help me with my functional strength. And I kind of rolled my eyes and I said, all right, let's give it a whirl. And within halfway through the challenge, I lifted my laundry basket for the first time. And about 2 months after, an opportunity came down where I was deployed I was told I was going to deploy to Afghanistan. And so I continued to work with you and to get strong enough to be able to carry 40 pounds, 60 pounds of plates around on my body after having major back surgery. So the back surgery was probably the impetus towards most of the activity that I do in my life. I lost all function, all my reflexes. When I moved my big toe, the doctor told me I was a success, and he told me I would never walk unaided again. He told me that I would always have to wear a splint, and most likely I would always walk with a cane. And obviously, I'm not. And not only that, within a year and a half, like I said, I deployed. And then since being back, I decided to try and train to summit Mount Rainier. And I found out that by being active, and the more active I am, the more I believe I can do and the stronger I get. And I just decided to live life as fully as possible. Exercise is just something that I've always stressed to all of my kids, trying to maintain a happy balance between what you're eating, what you're putting into your bodies equals what you're going to get out of it. My children are engaged in sports. As I stated before, we brought my son out here. He's been coming out about 5 years, and this place just made a huge difference. And then my other son, his twin, decided that he would like to try and come out here as well in between his sports and some of the other things that he was doing. With my training for Mount Rainier, I get up at about 4:30 every morning, and I drive half an hour out here to be here for 5:30. On the days that I lift with Michelle, I'm out here and I meet her at 5:30, and then on the other days, I try and come before I go, that I don't have my kids. I come before work and I bring my clothes and I shower and I go straight to work, which but on a day that I have my children. So I come here, leave my house at 5. I come exercise usually for about 50 minutes because I have to go the half an hour back home, get my kids up, showered, lunch is packed, get them to school, and then I actually drive an hour to the Cincinnati VA in downtown Cincinnati, where I work all day seeing patients, and then I leave and I try and pick my kids up from school. It doesn't always happen, or they'll ride the bus, but then I get home, I get them a snack. We drive another half an hour out here they take their class at 5, I take my class at 5:30, and usually on the way home we figure out what we're going to do for dinner, and I hurry up and make dinner on the way home and go to bed trying by 10 or 11 to get up and do it the next day. So a handful of years ago, my father actually attempted to summit Mount Rainier, and he didn't make it. So we always talked about trying to do it together. And last summer, his wife actually asked me if I was interested in trying, and automatically I said yes. I don't know anybody else that's done anything like that, and I had thought about it over the years, but didn't really have anybody to train and train with. So I said yes, we signed up, and then I came to talk to you to make sure that you thought you could help me get ready. So part of it is, after my experience in Afghanistan, it was such a high intensity, go, go, go. I came home and I actually had a hard time adjusting back to pace of the US, so to speak, pace of my job, pace of life. And I just felt like I needed some challenge to work towards, something that was beyond just normal, something to train for and to push myself for, and something that I could say, yeah, I did that. And guess what? I did that a handful of years after the doctors told me I'd never walk again. And it actually, on a personal level, it's actually been really good for the relationship with my stepmom. And when my father called out there to find out what the average age was, and we're 20 to 30 years older than the average age of the people doing this, it made me glad that I'm working with you. So. So my attitude probably comes from a variety of things. Most people that know me well, most of my friends know I am actually pretty spiritual, and I get most of my attitude and my happiness probably from my belief system. Taking each day and being thankful for what I have. And it was, through all the down times I've had in my life, I looked in my mirror one day and I said, what in the world do you have to be upset about? I have a good career, I have great children, they're healthy, I'm healthy, I'm walking. There's really, what else do you need, Amy, except just put a smile on your face and go on with it. And I try and be that for other people as well, and encourage people that just realize what you have and be proud of what you have. I occasionally will journal, and it's list of gratitudes. So it's amazing if you write down every day all the things that you're grateful for, how much you realize you really have, even when you don't think you have a lot. When you can start filling pages and pages. And some days it's the same things, but a lot of days you add things. You just realize that life's pretty good.